And it was very easy in 2020 and 2021 for the Labor opposition to cane the Morrison government for the way it handled multiple aspects of the pandemic, from vaccine supply restrictions to rat units and stimulus packages. Anthony Albanese and his head kickers had a field day. The PM in particular could do nothing right. And it's so easy from the cheap seats, of course. But now that those same Labor figures are in control of pandemic measures, well, they've proven today how easy it is to get it wrong. Health authorities have raised the alarm this week about a fresh wave of COVID-19 infections, in particular 2 new variants of the Omicron strain, which are highly infectious. They're known as BA4 and BA5, and it's going to put some serious strain on our hospital system. Chris Moy from the Australian Medical Association told the ABC, "I've not heard health authorities so worried for quite a period of time." So with this in mind, we're all being told to be more vigilant. But there's one big problem: the availability of free rapid antigen tests. Now, since January, they have been free for anyone with a concession card or anyone over 50 with comorbidities. There's a limit of 20 and you can only take away 5 per month. That includes the elderly and people with disabilities. But it's coming to an end, with the subsidy planned to expire at the end of July. But if we're heading for another COVID peak, does it not make sense to extend that free RATS program for concession card holders, the vulnerable, until the end of winter? This is going to be a huge worry for millions of Australians. It's only weeks away until we see it end. We can't be giving away free stuff forever. I get all of that, but this is not the time to turn the tap off. Not when we're being warned about a spike in hospitalisations through the period of winter. But today, the new Health Minister, Mark Butler, brought all those fears to the fore by confirming finally that despite appeals to the contrary, the free RAT scheme will end on July 31.
No, I think that expiry, I think, is about the right time. I mean, that was introduced.
Really?
We had a very ferocious debate, you might remember, but at a time when RATs were incredibly hard to get. Pensioners and concession card holders can still get their allocation of up to 10 tests before the end of this month, which should carry them through for a period of time.
Now, pharmacists have told me today that the scheme was extremely popular with concession card holders. They appreciated not having to fork out $35 for 5 new RAT units. It encouraged them to pick them up and use them, which is beneficial for everyone. But you heard it, the government thinks it's not necessary, which flies in the face of all those in the sector, all those trying to protect the vulnerable. Surely this is a no-brainer. Imagine if Greg Hunt was still Health Minister and pulling the plug on this scheme. He would be savaged by the likes of Mark Butler. Rapid antigen tests are not cheap for those in low socio-economic circumstances. Add to the fact they've already got cost of living pressures. Pensioners can't be expected to fork out those kinds of amounts given their need for medical support. Mark Butler has got this wrong, and it didn't take too long for him to get something wrong. The government has got this wrong. It is not consistent with the way we've responded to the elderly and disabled when COVID infections have spiked during this pandemic. It's not. It was easy to find fault in opposition. It's not so easy when you're in charge.